It is also sad the way things are. We can't have anything nice. Welcome to Epiousios. Well, unlike Epiousios, which isn't provided by me, it's just, man, straight up, it's a Christian thing. Of course, Jesus Christ, give us this day our daily bread. The term they used, Epiousios, to translate. They weren't speaking Greek when Jesus Christ said that. By all historic account. It's a bread you cannot make. We cannot make Pax Dei. Can't make anything we play, most of us. We earn the money to play it. We work and section out the time to play it. And we do it traditionally for as many hours as a AAA or MMO that's more of a theme park, right, lets us. We progress, finish things up, mill around, wait for expansions, changes. That's how WoW's kept going. Now, WoW and Warhammer came out back then. Warhammer wanted a lot of people to come on, right? And do battle against each other. Where World of Warcraft said, no, you alone. You alone, you got NPCs and stuff like that. Yeah, if you get 3 or 4 of you, do a guild. That's what I did. I formed enough characters to do a guild. Well, Bender, why don't you join a guild? Not into it, really. I like to experience the game, and I don't have a gamer schedule. It's not a social thing for me. I have other social outlets, really. But Pax Day was different. We went through COVID and stuff like that. Right? So let's talk about it. Thanks for joining me. If that's too loud, just tell me. I gotta listen to it again, but it takes so long that it's to process. By the time I learn it, I might have nearly 2 more lives up. Well, why don't you listen to the past? It doesn't sound bad to me, but that's on this device that I record it on, right? I watch it on my television also. It doesn't seem bad. Anyway. Yes, Flow's still active. Flow plays other games also. I forgot which one. One where you can tunnel. My son's played it. Got something in my teeth. So, praise the Lord, I still have teeth to get something in. I've seen it all get wiped out before. You know what I mean? Resets. We've done it twice. Verse 1 into verse 2, verse 2 into verse 3. And 4 did not wipe. Pax Day went full release. And so everything started over. There's a lot of challenges when you give people liberty. I believe, as many very reasonable forefathers and Therefore, 4 mothers, because they were married, you know. Well, politics was just too disgusting for women to be around. Look it up. They called each other all sorts of things, made each other cry. That furnace is really sticking out there, don't you think? My goodness. You see, no. Homeowners Association, right? Someone in Discord was like, hey, you know, they were positive. They were like, man, there's such beautiful places hidden in the woods. I'm like, yeah, I think those people build those so that you would realize they were there and come and be curious, right? I think. I mean, because some people, you're like, whoa, you're like hunting for the last boar on earth, you know, and you see this place, and you look at the map, and you're like, I'm nowhere near anything. You could go over in free cam and with the construction hammer, and you won't see any other plots for well, you won't see any other plots, and you know. But the liberties have to be limited. They always say of some. Well, no, really, when it comes down to it, everybody would lose a little bit of liberty, or a lot, depending on how much liberty you've taken to make Pax Dei work. Or to, well, okay, here's the deal. If it's absolutely true, oh, I gotta finish that deck. This Underwood. You can only cover it up with so many objects in order to hide it and smooth it out, right? You know, put wood in the corners. Try not to make it look thicker, meatier. Overlap walls together to get rid of some of this studding. Now, construction gets better in the future. As we can see. Well, you know, okay, there's no accounting for taste, but we're on our way somewhere. You see, I've written some games down. Empyreon was in early access. Empyreon, Galactic Survival, was in early access for 5 years? It's 10 years old now. I do this a cheap way. You don't have that many. I never have more than 2. I had 3. Okay, at the end of verse 1, I had over a dozen. Because, well, it was our redeeming queue. They said that was the first advent of the redeeming queue. Verse 1. Which was a good run. And if you think there's abandoned buildings now, there aren't. Not compared to verse 1. You gotta think, what was the peak? 11,000 something? Can you imagine 11,000 people entering Pax Dei? And then look at the drop on Steam database. Now that was the Steam height. I don't know, you know, that game tracker, is that even accurate? Greater or lesser than 8,000? Wow! Okay, so you need 10,000 to be a survivor. But why couldn't Pax Dei do it? Well, I think it's too many servers, and they cut down servers. The population does not represent the world that's available. WoW's crowded. Really, Stormwind's a pain in the ass. People have their dragons parked at the bank, at the guild bank, right? Right in the frickin' door. Glowing underwear everywhere. Glowing animals everywhere with flaming beeholes, and, you know, they're breathing all sorts of nightmares, and, you know, or happy things, and everybody's running around in their, you know, their swords that have these lightning bugs flying all around them, and, you know, whatever. Lag, lag, lag. If you cannot admit it to yourself, if you never played WoW, then you might not be able to admit it to yourself. Star Citizen, you go in and out of a hive. Everybody basically has the same hangar, because it is the same hangar. It is. It's just, it's as if we got a room. As if we logged into a room here in Pax Dei, and we said, oh, very nice room. Right, right, very nice room. Glass. It never ends. Dang, is it worth explaining anything anymore? Well, what are you explaining? The way I do it. Because isn't that what everybody does? They just explain the way they do it, right? I mean, come on. I mean, don't get all up on yourself. You do it a certain way. It didn't come with instructions, did it? It came with a figure it out. And there's only so many ways to skin an animal you don't find offensive. And I have 7 cats. And they're all about cats, aren't they? You know, swing a dead cat and all that stuff. What? What did he say? I said swing a dead cat. I can't remember what it refers to. Why anybody would use it as a reference. But skin a cat, all sorts of stuff. People have a fear of cats or something. Well, eating dog is more famous. Oh, never mind. So, I'm out of charcoal. I thought I was solving a problem. Leave Gaz, it's all meaningless, isn't it? Ecclesiastes. Look, I am... If there was a room full of the last people, I mean, well, actually, I wouldn't be in the room of the last people who want Pax Dei to fail. Is that the way it even goes? Is that the way it says? That's ridiculous. But when people say, I am the last person who would do something. Well, that means you do it. You just be the last one. I've never understood that. I really suck at being a human. I'm running out of room for glass. Well, there's a thing. You know, before we're gonna go. Okay. No. It's good. It's good. I had a little bit of 12 o'clock noon effect, right? You know? There's a shadow. A little bit of help. Well, the shadow took a minute. And so it looked like he was floating on the floor, which things at high noon... Oh, check that out. Things at high noon look like they're floating, if you didn't know. If you didn't know, huzzah. If you did know, cool. I hope I reminded you. As I get reminded, because I'm grateful for everything I know. You see, I had to learn it from somebody. Whether they were a nice person or not, got to be grateful for the experience. You know, what do they say about boyfriends and girlfriends? Yeah, this sucked, but I'm grateful. The vial. Need that blue glass, man. It is only made in one place, and I've got it right now, cooking away. Look at me go. Look at me go. I'm so ready. Oh, is there any... Oh, woe is I. Woe is you. Woe is all the Paxians. Y'all watch the newest, right? Y'all read Discord, right? Or do you believe anybody who reads Discord is a doomer? Now, of course, I know there's only 4 of you who are listening that regularly listen. And... well, terrible things that have happened. Mainframe's just out of money. Right. Just out of money. Well, that was fast. Whoopee. I'm glad I don't do drugs. I really don't. Don't even question it. I mean, really don't. It's ridiculous. Don't waste your time. But you know, hey, the police used to sing, "We were born in the 50s." And I was like, they were old. We were born... Right, never mind. Born in the 50s. Well, I was born in the 70s, 1970. And you're looking at an X-Gen game, and there's about as many people interested in this X-Gen game as there are X-Gen gamers, which may be more or less 8,000. Or 800, I'm not sure. Well, I say this because I'm a 56, born in 1970. Well, typically by all economists and psychologists, which are the only people who really draw up generations with any effect. And I can explain why. Well, people have helped me explain why, and I'm grateful that I could explain it to you in a more novice way. But I'm not. So you go back to 65, and what, you go up to even shorter. They want to say 80 all the time. There's a lot of millennials who, I wish I was cool like X-Gen. Well, the problem is X-Gen is a living condition. Is that admitting too much? Does this change our relationship? Johan, make some glass. No. I'll refuse. Gonna leave it for Morty. What I need is studs. I can't do an iron chandelier without studs. I could just skip it. Crap. I hate doing things cheap. It's cheap. Wrought iron nails, wrought iron rod, wrought iron sheet. This is stuff Morty did earlier. Did I do more than this? Guess not. No, not you. Did I mix it up? I know I need some iron sheet. Give me some of that iron sheet, man. Gonna need some iron nails. Oh, do I have wrought iron hinges? Oh, no. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. Okay, and this is why I'm still here, staring at things, going, man, I just can't go to Morty, because, man, I still want to do apologetics for Pax Day. What are apologetics? When you apologize, does everybody know this? Have we already covered this? When you apologize, you are simply making an amends for not being able to offer anything better. Saying sorry means, man, I regret what I've done. I'm a horrible person. I've been sorry. Everybody who has empathy has been sorry. They can see how they've affected someone else, and man, they don't want to do that again. And they're even sorry to that individual. Or even, you know, what is it? The INs, the INFs, we bump into furniture and apologize to it. Didn't learn to do that either. It's just something we do. Why? Better safe than sorry. No, I'm not Hindu. Dang it. Oh, chunky monkey, man. It is such a bummer. Everybody wants to play Pax Day for free. Joy to the world and kumbaya. Well, things cost money. Man, Mainframe ran out of money. I know. They ran out of money. And running out of money is no good while you're earning money. I could fit some of these somewhere else. I'm so excited to just sort chest. Is it the last time? Will this go another year? I would think. Yeah, I would. I would think Pax Day could possibly run on for another year as they do whatever it is you do when you're circling the drain. Pretty sad. And it is. It is very sad to me. I don't find it humorous. There are people saying that they were laughing at a swap in the CEOs. Like I was saying earlier, as Thor, Rainier, I don't know who was the CEO. Ansu, who I find is a pretty attractive gal, who had a dream. Someone was saying, oh, a person who never built a PC. It's not required. You don't program a game because you know how to build a PC. You know how many different versions of a PC you can build? And to say my game works with them all. Well, do you know how they do that? You got to make it work. It's not like it just does. At all. Alright, so Johan, we'll see you in a little bit. subscribe premium membership. You know, it would help. Yeah, man, don't we all make enough money to pay for what we play? I mean, it's an MMO. Someone was still arguing with me, you know, now that it's free to play, well, it's not really free. Well, you gotta pay the base game. I mean, I'm not even sure what they were inferring, you know? But anyway, that's really neither here nor there. The big deal with Pax Dei is that nobody likes it, but a very small crowd that's heard of it. Now, on Steam, the people who follow, which is a gaining number, oh, there's all sorts of people in the past. I go through my wish list or follow, and I go, oh, I haven't looked at this forever. And sometimes I used to put it on my wish list just to keep track of it. Not that I really wanted it, so to speak. You know, not that I intended to buy it, because it's usually, you know, it's like, well, we'll see where it goes. Or this is interesting. Whatever. And wish list gets long, you know, 240 long. Oh yeah, I honestly want to have each and every one of those. No! You want to pick from amongst them? Sure. Really. Pick from amongst them. Steam's doing this funky thing where it gives me everything twice. And then it asks me as if I didn't say. You know, it gives you your little avatar. You select it, put in your thing. Well, yeah, the Steam mobile app to sign in with the QR code. I often wondered, you know, showing that in particular. I have to remember Morty's thing. It's a very early one. It's not the same. But, security. Someone was talking about changing files so they can see less foliage. And it just brought me to remember, yeah, all the hackers and bots and everything. That's some of the drop in player too, by the way. Some of these earthquakes. War in Ukraine. Russia's not doing so. I mean, come on. You can not like Russia, or you can justify whatever's you know. I can't. It's just. But the people of Russia are different. The people of Ukraine are different than anybody you can blame for any bad stuff. Oh, they're all bad. But that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Christ said only God is good. Takes the pressure off, right? Only God is good. They walked up and said, good teacher. Now, Christ Jesus knows he is God, by the way. That's why when he says no one has seen the Father, you know, but Christ has seen the Father, that's not a contradiction in John. It's just people they want. Way of the Hunter franchise sale. Oh, there's Imperion. Yeah, Mortitwide doesn't have that many hours. Only 32.5 coming in and saving my butt. Literally. When I couldn't save myself. 461.3 hours here in Pax Dei. Total. That's his total hours. Johan has as much. Garrett has as much as that. If they had the old login hours. They don't. From the launcher. Boy, babe. So, what's going to happen with Mainframe is that they're going to take out this loan. And a lot of people are getting really attached to this term. It's a Finnish term, and it was explained, actually. Man, I might do a newest on just the text of the news itself, but it wouldn't be a newest. It'd be Requiem. You know, someone should do it. Eltari might do it. I'll collect up details. And really, I want to wait until things come in. Because where this information is coming from isn't really known yet. The thing that is known is that December report to the Chamber of Commerce, or those who manage the deal. The deal. Morty, you got to do something. Who manage the deal? Just left click if you can't see the circle. That was strange. Watch that texture slap in. It's really milky. I do not have a top dog system. Nothing to snooze at. But it ain't a potato. Or maybe it's becoming a potato. Heavens to Murgatroyd! My PC's a potato! With everything! So they put in this financial report that is due in December 2025. And if those who are spouting information, and it's very concise information, not full of hyperbole. So I took it, seriously. But it's truth? We'll wait on that. Because I don't know the source. If they read this, see the darn tree. You can only get so many chops on it before it goes over. But that's a limit to the mechanic, isn't it? I guess they could develop a whole tree chopping plugin, where you chop it on one side, have to chop it on the other side at a different level, and then you see where it falls. And as your skill level goes up, you could fell a tree in a direction, in a space, on a dime, if you like. But this financial report has a term in it that talks about how you have to give confidence to your investors and others that you would be indebted to repay them. People are taking this going, oh, this means they're going to sell. It means they're going to shut down. Well, okay. That term doesn't mean they're going to sell. That term doesn't mean they're going to shut down. That's a term that's on everybody's document. Well, hold it, December? That's old. Well, it's not public release, until it becomes a matter of public record. Whoa, shorty. What happened to you? Oh, I've been sick. Lou Reed. But this financial report basically stated we're $2.5 million in debt. This means all sorts of things to those reading it who have invested, who are in the gaming market. Some might see it as, this is a good way to take, controlling stock. Maybe someone would take over. But if they replace the CEO and they put in a pitch and they ask for money and they get the money, well, maybe then they have a year. But they're still hemorrhaging money and they're not gaining at a fast enough rate. There are people joining Pax Dei, but there are people leaving Pax Dei, aren't there? We can look again. It's a slow rise. It's been a slow rise. Heck, my channel's a slow rise. I've gone up 50 unique viewers per month in a month. Well, that's very strange. How do you know you've gone up? Well, at the beginning of the month, I started with, 25. At the end of the month, which just happened, I'm looking at 79. Billy almost left. But another person who said, that's it. For whatever reason, whether it was a clan issue, whether it's just I'm a terrible uploader, he's like, F this. You've ruined the game for me. keep telling me about stupid things. You know? I don't know what kind of... You can get in a lot of different failures to communicate with clans. That's why I don't... There's clans I would join. But then I don't like refusal either. And most people should say no to me if they really aren't comfortable with me. I mean, you're not going to get comfortable with me, I guess. It's usually a chemical reaction. Now I say, Mainframe has no luck because there is no luck. And I'm in Christ. Well, how am I in Christ? Well, Christ brought me there, right out of my grave. I didn't do crap, but believe. That's it. That's Christianity. No direction to pray. So, cat. Eat food. But they called Pax Dei Pax Dei. Were they making a DEI joke? Oh dear. I pray they were totally aloof to the DEI. Did you know the Finnish language, now these people are from Sweden and Iceland also, but the Finnish language doesn't have any of those required woke terms. Well, okay, they call themselves woke, and they have terms you're supposed to use. And you're supposed to be against things, just not a non-practicer of things. So there's requirements. And all over Helsinki, they have signs posted. Diversity and equity. Not equal options, equity right out the door. I'm equal. I could be Binder, being a press secretary for Biden. Look up Binder if you don't know that. The press secretary, I forgot her name. She would just nod no and go, the president hasn't said anything. Because there was no schedule. There was nothing. And that's not how you run a company. Now we're running a company. America's a company. It's a free market. Anyway, we pay taxes to pay our government. Our government is a non-profit industry. So, I mean, you got to make money to have that kind of country. Anyway, one of the big deals with borrowing money while you're in debt, well, you have to show something, right? Potential. And they can go, well, all right. You've taken out a 30-year loan on a home, and if you live in America, you've heard about those deals where people they were like, oh, I could never afford $300,000 for a home. This was years ago. And they're like, no, don't worry about it. By the time you pay $100,000, $150,000, which was below the price of a normal home. There you had $200,000, $250,000. It depends on how many square feet. $85 a square foot is the kind of home we used to put together and above. Most of the homes you live in are less than that, depending on where you are. But if you find a cheap home in the U.S., yeah, man, in my state you can get a home for $25,000, no, or $100,000 or $125,000. Yeah, but can you get a job? There's a reason why the houses are worth a lot of money in certain areas, because you can get jobs that pay a lot of money. And you might be like, wow, I'm paying for a shack, and I'm paying $500,000. Well, yeah, like New York. You just got a room, and you got to bring in your designer and everything to try to change the place from whatever the last person did or did not do, or the person just said, hey, I got a room. I'm serious. I mean, if you live around the world, that's a totally different business. I mean, living outside of America isn't all like Europe, you know? And Europe's quite different than the U.S. in many ways. Well, one, you can have buildings that are more than 250 and a few months more old. Well, we did have the period before our founding, right? Nice touch. Right, so you're not gonna find structures too much older than what, 300 years. Well, okay, so yeah, Columbus. Sure, he built an outhouse, or what's that? Money pit? Or no, there is an old structure. Never mind. So anyway, yeah, well, but yeah, you can go to Sweden though, and see what a 300-year-old log cabin and older. You can go to Scotland and find old castles that are from at least the 1300s. Is it? Didn't get my education in Britain, and we don't have castles here unless you're a Mormon. And we still can't find those. Nor are we looking. Ever. Nor has it been a thought. I wonder why. Bucky. So, will investors in this environment say, yeah, let's see, maybe they'll, I don't know. Investors, if they have control, they can say, if you want our money, you need to hire on people. Now, these investors might be also experienced in the gaming market. There's all sorts of factors. They're not just people who, I got money, let's just spend it on video games. I know there's a lot of investors in the industry who invest regularly. And they might have triage groups going, hey, you're screwing up, our investment's not going to pay off, so we need this, we need to add this consulting group. I'm not making this up. Well, in the case of video games, I might be, because they run a bit different. It's like Bethesda got bought. Oh man, I'm not going to get into all that, because I don't. I watch the thing and go, yeah, they're now under an umbrella company, and there's a few other things. There's another maker. What is it? Obsidian or whatever. No, they make oh, dang it. There's too many guys in a spacesuit games. Anyway, they all just muddle up. So anyway, I'm not playing them, but Mainframe doesn't have that. Is Mainframe going to be, I don't know, entertaining enough? This is a good group. I'm humored. Is someone going to say that? They got potential. Or are they going to see them like people see me? Dated. Old. You know what I mean? Not young and ready to sacrifice your social existence for 20 years, and then they let you go when you're 50. Or a bit earlier, actually. It's true. These people who started Mainframe, were they saying to themselves, hey, in fact, she does say it. Oh, please. I do her the disrespect. Do her the disrespect of not having her name. But she's the studio manager. And that's what's important. Man, all these pages of stuff that I've done stuff through. Right, about 400 hours. The videos were 80 gigs a piece, on average, up and down. Done in 4K, most always. The mule lasted a lot of that. A lot of fun pushing this baby all the way up to that. Someone was talking about playing hacky sack, and it's like, yeah, that kind of fidelity, Helga, that kind of fidelity beyond Abata, I don't have my light on, beyond Abata, developer and studio manager. I can go down their names. It's only a few. Do you want outside, Buck? Come on. Come on. Now, Ansu, who is the head of the studio and one of the founders, Rainier is also a founder. Thor Gunnarsson is, I believe I wrote that down, CEO, Chief Executive Officer at the time. Whether he was replaced, Sulka is the Chief Product Officer. People in Discord were like, oh, Sulka. Well, what power does one man have? That he didn't have already. So yeah. Who's still there? Can't tell you. I'm not Richard Baha'i. Blasphemia. Richard, are you there? Oh, someone was running and typing. Hope you, because you know they're very close. U and P, or it's O and P. Excuse me. Like I know how to type. Hola, bien, blasfemia. ¿Qué tal todo? Habla español. No, Blasphemia is asking, apparently, well, however you say I don't. I can be polite. That's about it. Oh, man. This chopping wood is almost over. No, it's not. It can't stop. Can't stop. Can't stop. The chop, you can't stop. The chop. Can't stop the chop. You might wonder to yourself, why do I even do this? One game. Well, nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. That's why I'm eating orange slices. No, they're supposed to be worms, but I can't stand worms. I'm squeamish, you know. But like Pax Dei, it's funny. Because YouTube gives me charts. No, I didn't start as heavy as Pax Dei did. And maybe they thought, well, they thought right. Because there is an increase. They can entice people to play. But the problem is, it's the same. Okay, so what's the percentage of gamers out there? I don't know, 100%? There, that was easy. But yeah, anyway, they like to do certain things, and they also have certain personalities. Imagining and playing together isn't always the personality people have most. I'm just going to leave it at that. In fact, I would say it was, well, maybe not rare, but rarefied. I'm not sure what the difference is. Ocaso. Bienvenido. I need my translator. Where's my, my deep L? My deep L. I never use a translator. Bienvenido. You'd think I watched Via Alegre when I was a kid. Hello, Caricians. Sorry. Eltari's the best, I think. Isn't he? Oh, what the heck. Oh, he's all the way up there. Oh, shoot, man. I'll tell you, that's one thing. In the Pax Dei Discord, there's so little activity, you could actually see what happened to your comment. So, cheers, Eltari. Good evening. Does he know what I've done? I say it in the Reach channel on purpose. I'm not trying to drop names, man. Me and Eldari are like this. I mean, well, maybe not. Now, I tell you what, if you watch this far, you're the kind of person Pax Dei needs. And they probably already have you. Whoa! Whoa! Ran out of room. No te preocupes de dan cejo. Cejo? I broke the axe. And it's red. I want to ask him though. Asking for viewers. Well, really? Man, okay, so I can go over to Selena and try to catch Kim B. But last time I was on there, she was like, we got me and a buddy. Now, she does it every day. And sometimes are thicker than others. But she gets on during her time and puts right in the chat. Hey, hey. Huh? And people join. I forgot. Never happens. Not tonight. Tomorrow, though. Thursday. All right, everybody hear that? Not tonight. Tomorrow, though. Thursday. Okay. I'm just telling my 5 viewers. Or 3. Grateful. I don't know the pattern, but I believe they take off from here. I should say grateful, Altari, shouldn't I? You know, I want to put down people's names. I say hi to people by their names, and sometimes you got to look at their names like 20 times. It's true. Look, I'm not trying to put on some big show here. I had up to 97 subscribers, and before a few left, hi chat, and before a few left, I might have had 104. So, yes. So, I never made 100 at one time. Now, Atari has 4,000 something. How many people are still watching him? Well, people seem to watch Pax Dei XM's video, which are rare, not every Friday, but much rarer, well, frequently, recently. And he gets 1,000, 2,000. I hope to watch Eltari's videos grind up to that amount. But views are weird on YouTube. It's something you might not know. Hard to explain. It's not like you just watching this. I guess if you... Well, I do guess. This is a ratio. There might be a hard, fast number. I just don't know it. I can repair it. I'm excited. Oh, I go to the right bench, man. I do not mess around. I simulate. Yes, we are back. Marty, sing something. Well, all right, yes, thank you for waiting. If you have waited. If you haven't, I thank you for being there, and sorry I missed saying goodbye. But it's a big deal. You know, why move forward? Why keep playing? Well, there's still time on the plots. Heck, I just renewed. Yeah, a couple of these have another 30 days on them. Right. Cracky. It's funny, I've gotten Morty down to where I can't get any experience. Okay. Something I was going to do. Before I started just bemoaning the chances. The chances, and they're not slim. They're not slim. This will be a close passing. If a lender, whoever it is, can have confidence, alright. Maybe they can ride, because Pax Dei is slowly rising. It's had staying power. And people are looking back. Why? Because they didn't think it would have staying power. Basically it. Right? Now, in chat, you see both English and Spanish. On the co-ops, okay, so Second Life, everybody had every language. You didn't have different servers for different areas. Everybody went to that server. There was no different server. There was different servers that constructed the world, but you were in the same world everybody else could go to. I think Mainframe failed in thinking at all that they needed so much. And that alone, well, was the second thing they did wrong. Anyway, I know, isn't it? Just so whatever. So what I'm doing is I'm playing clan. Yes, we're playing clan, playing guild, playing people working together. Morty's a blacksmith. Have you heard this all before? I mean, we've been through this, but in the past, and all those videos are gone. And Pax Dei looks so much different now. La comunidad España más grande is large and lasting. Longeva. Somos de huevos. Anyway. No, it's not my thing. And having a chat translator would be cool. I know. Oh, I know what people say. Damn. ¿Qué habla español? ¿Qué habla? Especialmente, yeah, los huevos son un gran clan. Right, see, they wanted to speak Spanish in the clan. That's exclusionism. I don't know. Did somebody say that? Because usually when you're speaking English to somebody, you're speaking to somebody where English is not their native tongue. I mean, really, in the United States of America, that's true. Not always, but yeah, it can be true. I mean, you could, if someone doesn't have an accent, you could generally think, you might think that's quite different. So American English wouldn't sound like your native tongue. Although there's some discussion about how Americans may have locked in the way the British used to speak, but the British got rid of their hard R's and many other things that they thought made them sound too low. Wow. You talk low in America, it could work for you, unless you're low. If you're a big person that talks low, people find it interesting. Studs, Morty. We have a shopping list. So right, I play guild. I play clan. I say, okay, so a person said, I'm just going to advance in blacksmithing. They're still going to have to go, well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of leather, a little bit of tailoring. Because if they're going to be an armorer too, right? Or you're going to have someone else as an armorer. Or you're going to have someone else as a weaponsmith. Well, I guess you could. But eventually they'd rotate out of those skills, right? And then share on other ones. Another thing I can do is that when Mordecai masters things, like I'm gonna not make too many more bronze arrowheads. In fact, flint is just fine for hunting. Unless I find that the way they've adjusted the telemetry of the bronze arrows is just so much better. But flint's much easier. And then they made it easier with this change to archery. Someone was saying there's no change to combat. That was one of the things we voted on changes for. It was actually one of the community champions, you know, communist champions. I don't like them, for the most part. I think they're idiots. And this is the dude with the little, I don't know, Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel Sanders, but in blue avatar. And he was just like, oh, I don't know. He said there was no changes. You know, hey, we voted on changes to combat as a priority. Which, yeah, it was like one of the major priorities. And they did change it. I think since then, I don't know, maybe just before. Maybe it was just before. Because it was with Lioness and all, right? They added mastery with Lioness. And some other things. But they really worked over the auditory nature. What do I need on me? The auditory nature. Lidded iron kettle. Sounds wonderful. Wrought iron bar. Where's the studs? Where are you, stud? It's all down here. They added so much stuff. Now, of course, blacksmithing sign isn't first, is it? No, the one we hate most. Alchemy is. Sorry, had to point that out again to myself. Thanks for being here. Steel bar. There's steel, right? Yeah. Yeah. Silver arrow. No werewolves. Things that go crazy at night. All of a sudden the lupines are all standing on their hind legs. Why do we stick to normal stuff instead of pagan, fairy, queer fantasy? Why do we just stick to nice hardcore, you know, comic book fantasy? You know, crap that doesn't worship demons. So, but they decided to. After naming it Pax Dei. Yeah, that's gonna stick. If they go back and change all the town names, I don't care. All the ones that have to point at some old god that people used to worship, some dead piece of rock, dead piece of stone, dead piece of imagination that they called God, get rid of it. Get rid of the idea of war. Get rid of the fallen redeemer crap. Nobody cares. Get rid of it. Nobody cares. Well, it's like, well, hold it. If nobody cares, why does it matter? Because God will kill the game. Wow, you're really a freaky Christian. Yeah, I actually believe God, the Father, Almighty Father, Jesus Christ, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. You know? Anyway. He'll take the game down. You see how many Christians were in this game? And then they pulled all that crap. Anyway. I know I'm staring at things. So, you know, they pulled all that crap. And then they hid that paganism instead of just getting rid of it. And they kept it with the saints and other things, and then they called it grace. You want to personally insult God, go ahead, call it grace. Go ahead, call it grace. Where's my studs? I guess I got one of these to find it. It'll light it up, maybe. Well, it probably takes 5 of these or something to do it. I don't want to make a ton more. Oh, where's my studs? There you are. Ooh, they're hard. How many can I get away with? Let's make some sheets first. I'm trying to... Okay, so I spent 5 hours today going out getting wrought iron. A thankless. Thankless. No, I do not craft all. I do not like seeing failure after failure. I'd rather see failure, success, failure, failure, success, success, failure, than failure, failure, failure. Which I'm going to see now. Oh man, there's... You see... You want to be someone who fills 15 furnaces? I cannot imagine the mind of that person. Who goes down and out and chops down enough trees. It takes about 15 minutes to load up your inventory. And then load up all those furnaces. Excuse me, kilns. We're just going to do it. Load up all those kilns and all that stuff. I just want to make enough experience. I'll have to go ahead and get a wrought iron. Oh, I just need studs. And hinges. Where's the hinges? There. Well, iron nails, I have that. But my goodness, I am totally getting rocked. I'm getting the sheet rocked out of me. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, well, what is this? So we've had an hour and 4 minutes of, you know, Pax Dei doom. No, I want Pax Dei to survive. Will they survive? That's not up to me. It's too bad. I've invested what I could. There's some people. I was almost saying, oh, this place is being sustained by, 8, 12, and 16 plot holders. There are some people holding up plots. This is horseshit. I mean, moderate. So I just destroy crap over and over. Okay, this is one of those time things that I've explained away by saying, well, this is what they're doing. They want you to spend time. If they can get you to destroy a quarter of what you brought home and done all the other grinding to have right here, that adds a quarter of that time back, plus the frustration, But is it it's like how tight can they make the thumb screws? You know what I mean? How tight can they make those thumb screws? Now I should have enough nails. But really, I even ground up a bunch of, you see how much I'm getting back, right? It takes 4 going in. You get like 2 back, sometimes 1. 1. Where does the other stuff go? Why isn't he covered with scars and burning flesh from the napalm-like detonations of these ingots as he destroys them? It's horseshit. And this is one of the problems with, people who are just, well, it's woke. There's no reality, there's no genuineness, there's no traditionalness. They told a good story, and then they create this freaking time warp. And a lot of us are going to feel like suckers, or we're just going to drive on and say, hey, it doesn't really matter. But it does matter, doesn't it? It actually does matter. Mainframe dropped the ball. They're too permissive. They took too much time off for what they had to do. Their vacation is the fact that they're making a video game. They could go back to working at a coffee shop. They could go back to being a tire guy, a lube mechanic. What do you do when you lose the video game job? What talents do you have? Well, we're already rich and, oh, okay, cool. But I doubt that's true. What do you go back to doing? You're lucky you have a fucking job when you make video games. Do you know how many little stupid kids, convince their parents that they want to make video games? Well, look how successful it is. You got a dumbass like me. This is incredible. I only got 36 out of all that. What a bunch of cork soaking this is. Oh, well. About the only thing I ever do, it's like, look, I've had battleships. Imperion. Let's have giant battleships full of stupid things. Gone. Because of a game bug. Because of game bugs and death loops. Or just plain getting my butt kicked by alien baddies. Though, it didn't suck. It didn't suck. Yeah, we're still holding on. We could do hinges. But doing studs? Am I just going to throw away? Well, I might as well throw away stuff. Let's throw away stuff. Yeah, forget it. Let's throw away stuff. We got wrought iron bar. We've got the wrought iron hinges. So iron nails, wrought iron sheet, and bar. And this is, I used to get booed in Discord because it's like I grind on hard. I left that locked. That's very inconvenient. Well, not really. It's bronze stuff. Yeah. Iron nail. Iron nail sounds like a karate move. I will use iron nail. Oh. I must have dreamed that I got Morty up to wrought iron hinges. The wrought iron sword blade. No point. I got 10. I've got. What do you got to be to use the sword? Is it level 20? I got 10 more levels in the swords and beating up a lot of iron to get there. So I'm in no hurry, because you have to go out and beat up things to even get to wrought iron. Once you're there, that's probably pretty cool, but then you're beating up things that can kick your butt anyway. Oh, what? I need tallow? No. Oh. Okay. At least it's on moderate now. And that's where I got it. It was on hard before. 100 nails and I got 3 back. Is that what it said? A 100 nails. You get them. I mean, I've already down that many nails. But cool. Alright, you know, whatever. Yeah, you see 3 nails back. Woo, 1 nail back. How do you blow out that many nails? What in the heck are you doing? See, this sort of thing is ridiculous. And sensible people, they're not coping. It's just Pax Dei's the only game they want to play. And well, like arcade games that suck. Here you have it. Pax Dei has the reasons it sucks. It turned into just this time sink. You know, the sense of adventure goes away. Keeping you online became the main thing because nobody came. So 800 of us get to grind it out because, I don't know, we're desperate. We're desperate. That's it. At 111 I meet. It F me to tears. Anyway, whatever. Hey, what can you do? What else do I need? I made a little list because I had high hopes. It is so funny when you actually make a list because you can hardly ever get there in Pax Dei. Your list will gather dust. It will gather dust for a long time. But maybe that's it. Maybe that's what disenchants me most. I'm not really enchanted. Frustrates me most. Is how pitiful it all is. Can we blame the gamers? Can we blame the quality of people who are out there? 1 wrought iron bar to 2. Well, at least I have less to lose now. Well, if you make the nails, what do you get? 100? So they really blast you, don't they? Boo, not the nails, but the rod. Hot iron bar. So yeah, that takes 5 for 2. Wrought iron nails for 2, you get 100. So when you get 3 back, you've lost. Okay, so what was that? What was that? Oh my goodness, I can't even think of it. Bar. That's 5 ingots to make 2 bars. And then with 2 of those bars for 5 ingots, you make 100 nails. And for 10 hinges, you can lose 100 of those nails, which is 5 bars of ingots. Really? You're fired. What was that? The Fabulous Mr. Fox? You made a crappy song, whatever his name was. You made a bad song. But this is the kind of thing. This is the kind of logic that they said, oh, we got to keep people. We got to keep them for more hours. No, you actually have to keep them. If you give them things to do, they create this time sink grind. And yeah, crappy experiment. You know, cool, you should have backed off. You went Amazon with your marketing. Totally wiping out the need for a village, anybody to have a community, any section. And resources are everywhere. And everybody can be everything. So there's no reason to build a town near where the metal is. People build these atrocities. Really, what a solid 50% of the buildings are eyesores in Pax Dei. And those eyesore buildings would be up where the metal is. Like it was originally in Lavda. All that stuff was up on the hills. Oh, you had a couple Cretans who built their skyscrapers and BS right in town, so everybody was cast in their shadow. It was just bullshit. Yeah, but you have those people. They suck. You know? But the problem is you couldn't attract the people. You couldn't attract the people. You only attracted the grinders. People who like to, yeah, I can grind. And they brag about it. And they sit in the market. They just fill it and load it up. And it's, you know, whatever, man. Is it pointless for anybody else to get in? I don't know. But it's this worldwide market. These big, huge, boring people who say, well, I have, you know, so many thousands of hours playing Pax Dei. Doing what? Making coal? I mean, well, I had to. No, you fucking didn't have to. Nobody had to sit here and do 7,000 hours worth of grinding. You know, that's absolutely ridiculous. And to push that kind of BS forward is even, you know, is heinous. Quite heinous. First one's free, kid. No. 71 chances. Well, you know, sometimes I'll get a chance back. Well, you're on hard now. Yeah, who cares? Are you really? There, see? Do you see what I'm doing here? Are you noticing a pattern? Oh, wow. Well, why don't I just work it up to moderate so there's less of a chance of failing? Really? Really? Work it up to moderate to see if there's less of a chance of failing? Well, you know, well, how many times do I have to fail before I say, I failed more? Well, how many of those nails did I go through? A sheet. You know, just a wrought iron sheet. Where is it? Is it still on moderate, right? It's still on moderate, isn't it? No, the sheet, the bar is on very easy. I can't even see there's the sheet. It's still on moderate. There, applause. Applause for that. But I got nothing. I got nothing. Takes 4 ingots to get 2 sheets, which is supposed to be, I like what they do. Over here on the armorer's bench, they're like, your sheet is actually this big. You see? That's how big it is. Don't feel bad. Where does the ingot go? I don't see the piles of slag from these grenading ingots. Maybe that's the damage around the furnace here. Is from me blowing up these ingots. I worked in a weld shop, machine shop, on lathes, on mills. We poured metal. We melted it. We welded it together. We cut it apart. We used torches to rip holes, punch holes in it. You guys apparently read a lot of books and maybe walked through some ruins because you have ruins there. We're a younger country. Maybe we just don't understand your point of view. So it's a time suck, which is insulting. But maybe they will stop it when enough people join. But the time suck made people hate Pax Dei. Yay! Bravo! You know, how to make a game that people hate. Well, you make it a big time suck where you just watch stuff dissolve. I mean, you start with this number that says craft 71 or whatever else. You know, I'm doing different things here, of course, but you know, it says, you know, start with this number. Now, if you just hit craft all, which I won't, sorry about that. It won't do it for a moment. See, instant. Well, that doesn't prove anything. Nope. And I'm not going to prove it for you. I've already done it. I've done footage. I've done absolute solid footage of evidence of how craft all fails you 50% to 75% more than crafting one at a time. And isn't that the trick? Sit here and craft. Sit here and craft. That's how nasty, how nefarious they become because they can't attract a crowd because they're woke, permissive, they're slow. They did not hire people who were qualified to help them. Maybe those people were too expensive. Were they more than 850,000? This game's only been around for a couple of years. Maybe 200,000 toward a total pro. That's what Star Citizen then. They bring in these little promising young lads, pale as shit from living under, you know, a screen light. You know, the illumination of a flat screen for their majority of their life. They've never seen, well, if they're married and have children, I applaud them, really, because they really broke out of their shell to do that. Damn it. Can I please just get 2 stacks? Because, my carpenter's going to have failures too. Pushing it moderate. No, it's moderate. Oh yeah, moderate, all right. I'm feeling moderately sodomized here. Can I please? Now, I've carried this water, but I've always talked about the crafting and how it's changed, because it has improved. But now here it is. Well, why don't they stop fucking around? Hey, really, why don't they stop fucking around? Why don't they take all this bullshit off the game so we can at least play it, So we can at least play Pax Dei together. And, I know I've got 7 accounts that I've been grinding through. People who have 1 go through this for every crafting bench. Every one. How much shit have I thrown away? Well, you're doing it on hard. It didn't matter. I was throwing it away on wrought iron. That's moderate. It didn't matter. Oh, yeah, now. But you can redo the film and count how many. I have done it so many times. It's just a matter of how many times. If you both do them 20 times, you will get nearly as many fails. Well, you still get a little experience. They actually made it in their comments in Discord one time. We don't want people to fail across levels. I'm sorry, was there something lost in the translation if they lost one of my videos? You have no fucking choice but to fail across levels. So I have no idea what they're thinking, that they're, oh, we see your ploy, and we're going to make sure you can't do that. Go piss in a jar. I mean, really, this is why their country turns socialist, communist, and all that stuff. Oh, you're getting nasty now. Well, no, I've always been nasty. Finland fought with the Nazis, dudettes, and other people who don't know history. But in America, people have called me a Nazi. Just because I'm a white person who votes on the right. I can't wait for a civil war. But I wanted Pax Dei to be a great place for holy wars. Maybe when they wrap up the server, Morty. You like this part. He likes this part. Oh, maybe when they wrap up this whole server bullshit and tighten it down, we'll have people from different countries, and then Lioness will be something, won't it? And they need to keep anybody in a clan out of Lioness who's holding a shrine. And they need to make sure, they need to watch who's who and keep those marketing towns open. They need to stop being permissive little pusses and actually control and moderate this game. They slapped an AI in that lets every pervert talk, but anybody uses a $10 word that, might have sexual connotations, like coconut-laden swallow. They allow analyze. Discord will block that if you get the right bot. So anyway, what are we off to do, Morty? We're going to let Johan back on, and we're going to do some carpentry. Now I want to run a tune, take myself a break, and we're still going. Osgold said these babies can be under 4 hours. So I have a bunch of stuff to do. And I know if Man, that big Home Depot is disappearing up there. Good. Well, people are withdrawing their plots. They're spending too much money on what Pax Dei is giving. And I've said that before. Really, I've said it over and over again. they're shitting in their nest, man. See you later, Morty. Right? I could have bought some Grace, but I really don't need it. They gave us a year free. I should demonstrate that, shouldn't I? That'd be good. Well, you might already know, right? I've already told you what Eltari figured out before I had a chance to, which was because, well, okay, Eltari's probably got a lot more of those achievements done than I have, of course. I think I might have Catnap over 40. Maybe. Come on, stop. If you do switch accounts on Steam, I applaud you. Change account to Yo. Looking for cats. I've had to change my name so many times. I don't even know what my login looks like half the time. Like I say, people, have the name Johan. So you kind of just get lucky getting it. But if someone else decided to call themselves Twist of Candy, that'd be weird. That'd be pretty rare. Preparing those shaders. Hello again, Johan. I thank you for joining me. We're not going to be long now, because I do want to keep it a little bit long. I said I'd go for a while, and I might actually check back in. But I realized as soon as I said it, oh man, it takes so bloody long. Now, for a little while, when I was uploading those, no, the textures are fine. In fact, these textures are as good as most video games. Let's see how fast I can go through these things. Carpentry okay, so the whole point of this really was to help Johan move forward in carpentry. Just take it all. Have you been through carpentry? Have you gotten yourself through blacksmithing and carpentry? Most of you have. I'm doing it one account. Johan is doing the carpentry. As you can see, I still haven't done an iron chandelier. Beeswax. Ah, beeswax. Isn't that how old men cuss around you? Well, when I was a little kid, they cussed and discussed a lot of things. Iron chandelier. It's going to be so simple. Oh, a ceremonial pyre. I waited on the ceremonial pyre because I hadn't got the iron chandelier. I'm disciplined. Yes, missing that ingredient. I will not be making two. But I will be pointing out one thing. You've got to make such tall ceilings in Pax Dei. But no, I don't have one on me, do I? I can't complain. I don't have one on me. Oh, well, good. But anyway, this wagon wheel guy here, I've mucked around with. You can see it's going through a beam. I've had to, you know this, right? It has the extended chain. So every time you run it through a floor, you either make a vacant floor or you run it to the beam. It's in the beam there behind that candle. So, you got to be clever with these darn things. You just can't hang them anywhere. They can't have like an F-able version. A control F or something that gives you a shorter chain. It wouldn't make sense to have it any shorter than where it hangs, I guess. The candles would burn something logically. But to have this long chain that extends all the way out, we can't change it? Or something. Have a variation on the theme? Come on, what could it really even... I mean, why not? Things like this prove a developer can handle their own fucking ideas. Really, if you can't handle your own ideas, do what you can. Whatever. Gneiss, sapwood, charcoal, clay. I guess all those other folks are right, you know. They finished this baby fast, didn't they? They just said, nah, knock it out. Knock it out before it's gone. I can say, yeah, I finished it, and it's dead. Ha, ha, ha. And a lot of people are going to do that, because they already do. They already do. Oh, dang it. I always regret when I put things inside. Well, don't fall down the hole. You know, now Athena had mentioned, do you read minds? Telemetry, excuse me. I really don't believe there is such a thing. And I don't want to offend anybody, because it seems you can offend people now for hard to prove things. There's a lot of studies on it. And it just seems to me with the few people they say they've captured performing these talents. What's the other thing? Oh my goodness. I'm just going to build one out here. Well, not a... Never mind. I have to build funeral powers. Charcoal. Counterintuitive. Whoa, come on. Might as well get that. Now it gets to a point where everybody says, you're just going to be stuck doing sand from Nice. Which, am I showing that yet? That's over here. I've already got it mastered. Because I did other things. I keep hearing it. Could that possibly last to level 20? I guess it's just a little bit below level 20. There's sand from limestone too, in case you're tempted. I don't hear anybody mentioning that. Must be a reason. A boiled leather I made recently. I gotta find out where I put it, or just make it again. You know, you got your kiln plants, boiled leather. Alchemy, pretty quick, coming up very quick. And I'll have the alchemist doing that, which is easy enough. And lime mortar. You can just make it here. Oh, how nice, huh? With sand. Sand. You're always using sand. Anyway, and when you get up to that, like this level 25, not long to wait. I believe. Let's make 2. How much experience did I get for that trivial act? 29! Now, it's funny that you can learn something for the first time when it's trivial. I just, you know. Periwinkle limestone. Do I have any limestone around me yet? No, I don't even look. I probably don't. Wrought iron nails, fine wooden plank, and a fine wood beam. Yes, we have that. Let's get that young. I gotta move this wall. Will I have enough time? Do we have enough days left? How many days of Pax Day do we have? I mean, really? Isn't that a concern? What is to me? I want to know how many days we have left. I want Mainframe to be honest. I mean, really, they've been really catty. And who cares? It's their business, right? But now it's like, unless they want to see an exodus, right, go for that, huh? People just saying, well, F it, I'm out. Why stay another day if you're just gonna, you know, well, unless once your tokens run out. Maybe the game will change. There's all sorts of things. That big banquet table, I don't even want that. Coarse cotton cloth, iron nails. Coarse cotton cloth, iron nails. I'm gonna have to find coarse cotton cloth, aren't I? Did I put any in the box? Might have. I often try to remember different components, not course. Oh dear. No, I have plenty. It's just all the way back in the yard place. I haven't moved everything forward yet. Billy was asking me, why do you ever put a roof on things? I didn't want to tell him straight up. I don't think Pax Dei is going to last that long. I don't finish buildings. I don't build big castles. You know, people are in such a hurry to have these massive things. Well, okay, I'm not going to say they're in a hurry, but they get them put in place. And I'm just cruising along. Because I'll tell you, it might take a while. What was I looking for? I needed... Dang it. In order for it to be short-term memory loss, I would have to have had a memory of it. I just don't remember things in video games. It's really unimportant. Hold upstairs. I mean, look, I go around this place and I could, you know, I don't have a label on anything, but I could pick out exactly what's in these things most times. Well, it's because you look at them. Well, that's how you do anything. Yes. We'll just take some. One for the road. This is one for the road. To my man Max Champion, this is one for the road. Atula Lua Lua. Atua Lua Ray. Yeah, we walk a little bit fast, don't we? You're like, what? Yeah, we should have a slower walk on steps instead of this kind of funky one. Pretty picky. Punch down trees. It's not Minecraft. Oh, look, that tree grow back. Miracle grow. Oh, they said at 5.7, you know, now I know what Spire meant. They don't plan on getting to 5.7. I like how False Incorporated, who's a false lying person, really, a filthy person, who's a bigot, was saying, oh, they said they don't plan on doing it. I'm like, you back this up, you back up the next effing step to get to where they promised they would be 2 years ago, is to get to 5.7. You know, something that was impossible until a year before. And this, you know, false imp is like, you know, oh, Spire said they don't, you know, it's like, well, Spire needs to shut the fuck up. Spire needs to get off his fucking ass and stop saying, oh, we could have those trees disappear, but we don't want to go to 5.7. Hey, Spire, you're about to lose your fucking job. What the fuck? What is wrong with people? I mean, really, it's not a video game thing. I mean, these people are only smart enough to make a video game. Apparently, you know, they really failed at anything else. Quite literally. Like me picking coarse linen cloth, decorated chest, coarse linen cloth. This is coarse linen cloth, is it? It is coarse linen cloth. What do I have? Did I get wool? I'm sorry, did I make wool? I didn't expect to have wool. Am I not reading it? No, it's coarse linen cloth. It says coarse linen cloth. What am I missing, folks? Am I that stupid? Am I proving I'm too stupid? Cotton. Why don't you tell me? Damn it. I think I have cotton. Whoa. Oh, that might be another thing. Oh, this is why it blew my mind. Oh dear, I didn't notice that about the decorated chest, that they had gone to cotton. I was just seeing the C's. Well, you can't read either. Cut it out. If I'm not looking at it, I'm not reading it. No proof whether I could read or not. You have to look at it. Stop running. Whoa. Goody, 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 yes, man. Scheisse. There's one thing good about German. Ooh. Well, now we are at another place. Well, you and I. wool. They want cotton. Oh, this is bogus. So, there you go. There's another wall. Now, if you have not been doing any tailoring, you don't have the ability to do all these things. You can see that Johan is quite far away from getting cotton. Ah, cotton cloth. Now, it's not even showing, of course, on the linen here. Who does? Well, twist. That would be. And so now you're seeing what I do. I go, okay, well, I can't just grind up Johan, can I? So that's the end of this. I can't just grind up Johan. I need to go out and I'm going to pop down this silly thing here. It is silly. I mean, really, it's like the little fountain. We build these giant places and they give us a toilet for a fountain, right? I mean, really, it's a toilet. I mean, who would... never mind. I mean, they allow people to build big, massive places and they say, oh, we'll give them a tiny fountain. Well, that's... doesn't work for me. But that might mean, no, I have a barrel full of cotton. But how much am I going to lose? Because everybody's on the verge of it. Do you hear me? Everybody is on the verge of these next levels of skills. Oh, did I just put it back in the wrong place now? Good. Big darn table. Oh, Amma. Why don't you have a hammer on you, Johan? Do you have enough to make one? Yes, of course you do. Let's see if we can mastercraft. Robbed. Just like everything else. I would like to care more about Pax Dei. But as I wrote, this is going broke because it went woke. Over permissive, undisciplined. They threw it all away. $2.4 million invested in a bloody video game and they didn't treat it seriously. They thought it was time to take it on vacation while they were on other people's money. Isn't that socialism? Someone was saying in Discord, I was like, don't call them parasites. It's a mandatory vacation. They probably didn't have a choice. Maybe. But really, when you're a person investing in something, you ought to work your ass off when you want more of their money. But no. And what do they care? We're just a bunch of stupid gamers who played their stupid game. I guess. I mean, is that what they think is what I'm guessing? I mean, who cares? They're very afraid of, what others, maybe what other game developers will do. Well, is there a reason to be afraid now of someone copying you? Why won't you fit there? Why would you want to fit the other place but not here? Oh, of course this is an impossibility. But what the deuce? Are you kidding? Ah, whatever. I mean, it's fine. I just didn't expect it. Let me get a little from the edge there. Yay. It's gone to burn forever. It's just a bonfire. Not in all these terms. Kind of oval, isn't it? What do you expect? It's alright to have a shape. Greet the fire. Oh great, is it gonna be Oh, what's it gonna be? E. Ah. Lively, shy. Can I dive into the water? Is this gonna drown me? Oh no, I have this. Greet the fire. Yay. Hello, fire. Because I'm kind of pagan. And I think fires have life. Because I'm kind of pagan. People are like, oh, you're a Christian? Well, I'm a scientist. They're the most pagan people you'll meet. I have a cat out there. Oh, is he going to do this forever? A shy dance. Johan, you want a shy dance? Really? Oh, dude. A lively dance. That's so ghetto. A wild dance. Yeah, that's... Get the wine coolers away from that guy. Johan, I'm sorry I did that to you. Really, stop. Stop. You're giving me the creeps. I now have qualms about the bonfire. Why did I even build that? Let's try something else. I don't care. I only care what one person thinks. I just don't want to offend everybody else. There you are. The banquet table. I'll put it right over these bushes. We'll be able to hide the bushes. Wow, really? You're not going to show up now? Or you're in a wrong... Okay, okay. Sometimes it's like a beam or a split or somewhere on the floor. I put beams in the floor to get it to do it. Or whatever. Whatever. Building on an extended plot area. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, whatever. Oh, let's get this thing going. Might as well. Oh dear, do you think it'll have enough room? Look how low it is. And it goes immediately through and immediately up, and you get the little thing up there. Such a joke. It is. It's such a joke. It's not centered over the table. Who does that anyway? I mean, I've done footage of building. You guys got to watch Twist build her place in Dolavan. And man, I was right then going, the bloody options Mainframe gives us. Oh, if I could have recorded what Lagerta built in Lavda and what Catnap built. I built stairs so you could get up roads that Mainframe allowed to exist that would kill you. Roads that would literally kill you. That they said, meh. And I built a stairwell to get people past, or there was no other way through the valley because people kept on, building up stuff and cutting off routes out. It's just the way it is when you build up plots. And they put a wall up. They say, I have to have a wall. You know, it's I have one plot and I'm going to make a wall. Yeah. I guess. Whatever. You feel like, finally, a game I can have a wall in. Well, I want a wall on our border, but I'm not much into them. We used to not have one because, well, people weren't paying people to run here as fast as they could, so I kind of changed that. People make fun of that too. You gotta be a pretty silly liberal to make fun of that. It's like, well, no, you're confused. Border walls are great. That's it. Yep, 149. I've found out that I am inadequate. Johan, we're inadequate. We cannot do the tailoring. We cannot do the cotton cord. So Morty gets a little bit more of a chance to work up his blacksmithing. I bring in Garatina. Ooh, that might be a go-to. Maybe Twist has it. Maybe Twist has it, but it might be Garatina. And I'll find out. It's, I could keep a list, but, why? I don't keep a list of anything. Okay, everybody. Well, may the Lord bless you. I pray we have many more days. But it's only a matter of days, weeks, months. Or maybe we still will be here Another few years from now. Maybe. Don't look like it though. Because Mainframe will still be Mainframe after they get enough money. Unless someone takes the helm and tells them, what? Do you actually want this to happen, or did you lie to yourselves too? Keep your sticks on the ice. May the Lord bless you. And Lord bless you. See you tomorrow. Later. End broadcast. No. Last.
Our mission is the product that we're creating, and the other one is the company that we want to make. And we want to be the company where we are working for the rest of our lives.
So what's unusual about the team at Mainframe, and this was very purposeful when we were forming our startup studio, we wanted to really bring together developers that, number one, had quite a bit of experience, but more importantly, developers that had expertise across MMO game development, across mobile gaming, and across AAA and PC and console gaming. But also it was critical for us to supplement the expertise that we have here in Iceland in MMO development, live operations, with a team that brought a pedigree from mobile gaming and from AAA PC and console gaming. And we found that in Helsinki.
The company is founded in 2019. It was an idea that we have been thinking about for a very long time to create this air bridge between Iceland and Finland. We knew a lot of people in Finland and had many friends in the industry. And we'd always been talking about this over beers for years, like we have to do something together. And when the opportunity showed itself in 2019, we created this pan-Nordic studio. When we founded Mainframe, one of the founding principles was that we wanted to maintain a small team. Our ambition is not to grow into a few hundred people. We always want to stay under 100.
From the very start, we have known that our teams are going to be in different locations. We have people working in Stockholm, Malmö, Copenhagen, even in Melbourne, actually. So we had to learn ways of working together that is not in a shared office.
But we felt that that was absolutely critical to both have the creative input, sort of the technical expertise, and the sort of melting pot of influences that would allow us to really pursue this vision of reimagining an MMO for the 21st century.